guys, thanks for tuning in. This is episode 6 of Trading to a Million by JPS Trading. This is Friday, 28th of August, just before 8 a.m. as per my previous videos. So we're actually deciding just to go short here. Just about one contract at the moment. My analysis and strategy is indicating that we're probably going to sell off moderately aggressive today. We had Jerome Powell's speech Thursday night. I'm here in Australia, but obviously overnight in the US. And so I just went short just before about 8 a.m. This is a little bit of an update after 8 a.m. Where the market seems to be quite optimistic, which is a little bit not what I expected. So I've actually increased my position size twice from here. So this is a decision that you can make as a trader. Obviously, even though you may believe that the overall asset is overvalued at the time, the market can still go a different way. So we're getting a little bit after about 8 a.m. now to closer to about 9, and we're seeing some selling pressure moving in. So we've still got about 50 minutes or so before the domestic futures actually open. But obviously you've seen that selling pressure just moving in there, so I'm sitting on the fence whether or not I increase this position. But I decided to just keep it as is just for the time being, just to see what the market did. So we're about 9:30 now, and we're actually seeing quite a lot of buyers moving in just before the market open, which we can see sometimes, which is just a final bit of optimism. This can be by large people cutting out their positions, so I actually made the decision to increase once more just to average out my price. So I'm in about 61.06 on the domestic futures. I'm expecting this to get it's going to have some trouble getting past 6,080 on the underlying CFD, but we're getting pretty close to the open now, so about 10 minutes or so before the domestic market opens. And I'm obviously expecting, there's probably not going to be too much of a move before 9:50, but if there is, great, then it's probably going to be more towards the sell side. So if that happens, that'll work for me, obviously, perfectly in terms of that. So I'm just monitoring the global futures at the moment just to see, obviously, what they're doing. US futures did provide an optimistic start to the start of trade, which obviously hopefully doesn't continue. So I'm just checking the AFR now, obviously, and just seeing if there's any new news. I believe the coronavirus cases are pretty standard at the moment, so they seem like they'll be coming down. But I'm just reading through Powell's speech again just to see if there's anything that I'm sort of missing. Obviously, your mentality tends to be a little bit like that if the trade isn't necessarily going your way. But getting pretty close to 9:50 now, and I'm seeing more sellers move in now, which is positive from my end, so it makes me feel a little bit better. So as you've probably heard me say in previous videos, if we get a couple minutes before the domestic futures open and we're seeing selling pressure, that can indicate that traders or institutional investors are pricing in a downward movement. They're getting out of their long positions, they're obviously selling down, or they're trying to manipulate the market so it moves in their favor. So we're getting pretty close to 9:50 now. You'll obviously see what happens. So we're getting some selling pressure, which is good for me. You've probably noticed as well, something I haven't touched on in other videos, is the spread is actually quite high in the time that I'm trading, about 4 points, which is quite ridiculous. But as soon as it gets to about 9:50, this spread goes down to about 2, which is fine. And then furthermore, when it hits about 10 o'clock, it goes down to about a 1-point spread. It'd be great if the spread through the whole time that I was trading was about 1 point. I'd tell you, there'd be quite a few more profitable trades, I would think, but you work with what you got in terms of that. So yeah, I'll let this play out, let you guys watch. So here we go. This is 9:50 now. Obviously my positions have now just gone into profit, which is great to see. It's hard not to get a little bit too hot-handed in these situations. Try and cover profits early. Try and cover at a real significant level. What I was doing here actually was letting the position run down, even come up and retest, which generally happens after a big move. It will try and retest, and then looking at those levels that it was retesting to basically put a cover or a stop loss, but it being a take profit. So basically I'm limiting the amount that I could lose. Oh, well, the minimum amount that I'll make, I think, was about $80 or so. So whatever happened, obviously I was going to be in front. So I was happy to put that in and obviously let that play out. Obviously it's coming down further to the downside, which is working well in my favour. In terms of me putting levels on the futures, I've got a level on about 60.80 roughly, which I think is going to be pretty hard to get through, and it seems to be struggling around 6,090 at the moment. So I'm in sort of two headspaces at the moment, whether or not I just take this off straight away. But you can see obviously on that chart there that there was a level of about 60.80 there. That was a level that I was pretty happy to take some profit, but I saw some buys and some long wicks moving in, which can mean, obviously from my point of view, that it could be a little bit indecisive. So I actually decided just to take that position out and just cash it out there and just remove my stop order, which is fine. But look, great end to the end of the week. Obviously some buyers moved in afterwards, which is fine. So that should be fine. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in again. Let me know what you think of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.